Hello, can you hear me? Can someone just confirm on the chat, or if you can unmute yourself and let me know if you can hear me? That would be great. Hello? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Yes. Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Yeah. And also another thing is, I just want to confirm if my screen is, if you see a slide on your screen right now. You see a slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll just give it maybe 5 more minutes so that if some people are a bit late, it's fine. Let's go maybe 5 more minutes and then you can start. I think we can just get started, and I'm just gonna let people, come in as they want, and then maybe they can ask questions later. Thank you for joining today's session. So today is basically the first information session on the NGSF internship program. My name is Manoj. I'm a co-founder of NGSF, and I've essentially been running the internship program with the help of other members as well. I am basically coordinating. I'm the main person for contact for the NGSF internship program, and we've been doing it since 2018 or 2019. Actually, I don't remember really right now, but we've been doing it for the last 6 to 7 years, and I think over the years we've really grown bigger and bigger, and we've been getting, now we're getting hundreds of applications, and it's become really competitive. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick presentation on all the basics you need to know and what the program is, and then I'll open it up to you to ask any questions if you might have, and then that'll just be a Q&A session. So once I'm done presenting the slides, any of you can just feel free to unmute yourself and ask questions, and I'll be happy to answer. Okay. Okay. So okay, let's see if this thing moves. It's not moving. Okay. So just quick intro into what NGSF is. NGSF stands for Next Gen Scientist Foundation. We are basically a non-profit aimed to help students become scientists. And NGSF internship program is basically our biggest initiative till date. And we do not have any external sponsors. We're basically a group of people in different levels of science. So starting from PhD to postdoc to some professors, people in industry, including myself. And we're just a network of members, and we basically put our own money into this every year, a bit of our own money into this. And we're running the internship program on our own funds. So we don't have any external sponsors. We are just self-funded at the moment, at least. It'd be nice if we get sponsors so that we can support even more students. So I'll just quickly go into the basics of the internship program. So we basically what we do. Our system is kind of different than conventional internships and other internship programs like Indian Academy of Sciences or GNCSR, stuff like that, JNCSR, stuff like that. So how we are unique is we actually do not provide internships ourselves because we are basically all over the world. We are connected online. Most of us are, in fact, not even in India at the moment, right? So what we're doing is we are basically providing funding. We do not provide internships directly. And so what we do is we select students from an application pool, and these students have been already selected by professors at universities or research institutes in India. And with that acceptance, they're applying to us for funding. And what we solely do, in addition to some other things, but what we mainly do is we provide a monthly stipend and travel reimbursement. And this is to help you, with costs. Obviously, you're going out of your university, you're going out of your hometown, you're going to a new place, you're going to spend a few months. Obviously, there's a lot of costs involved with it. We want to help you with those costs. That is the goal of the program. Most internships outside of the programs that actually provide funding, they're essentially unpaid internships, and we think internships should not be unpaid. And so what we're doing is, to the best of our ability, we are trying to financially help students during their time as an intern. Since COVID, we've been supporting remote internships in addition to on-site as well. So we started as a purely on-site. You have to go to the actual institute or the university to do your internship. But since COVID, remote internships have also become an option, and we don't mind that. Out of the total pool, we maybe will give 2 or 3 spots for remote internships. So we are open to remote internships as well. But still, most of our interns are on-site interns. They actually go to the place of internship. So the stipend that we provide at the moment is 6,000 rupees per month. for on-site internships and 3,000 rupees per month for remote internships. And also we will cover the cost of travel. So if you're doing your internship outside of your hometown or outside of the town where you're doing your degree, we'll provide you travel reimbursement up to the cost of a third class AC train ticket round trip. You can choose whatever mode of transport you like. Our maximum cost is the cost of a third class AC. So you don't necessarily. I mean, it's not necessary you have to take a train. You can take it. You can fly if you want, but you only cover the cost of class. Okay. And as you know already, the applications are open, and we'll stay open until March 15th. Okay. And the results of the final list of selected candidates will be out on April, I think end of April. So from March 15th to end of April will be our evaluation period. So this is very important. I think this is where most applicants go wrong. Is correctly ensuring that you're actually eligible for the program. To be eligible to the program, you should be currently enrolled in a UG or master's degree. And so, say your internship ends in July, on July 15th. Okay, for example, you will have to be enrolled as a student on July 15th. You cannot graduate during your internship period. So you will have to remain a student over the course of the internship, and you need to be a student at the time of applying as well. And this is an important eligibility criteria. You need to be undertaking a life science associated internship. Your degree doesn't matter. You can be a licensed degree, a licensed undergrad, licensed master's student, or you can be doing something non-licensed related as well. That's fine. Your degree really doesn't factor in this, but it's very important that your internship has some life science component to it, because the whole organization is founded by basically life science or biotech students. So we want to actually start with this niche. Hopefully in the future with more funding we can expand to other fields, but at the moment there needs to be a life science component to your internship. Your degree can be whatever, that really doesn't matter, but you need to be a student at the time of applying and at the time of internship. It's very important that the internship is outside of your university of study. So say, for example, you study in Delhi University, or say you study in IIT Bombay, you cannot do your internship in IIT Bombay. This is because we really want to encourage students to go outside of their university, explore a new town, explore a new university, be in a completely different setting, because that's a really important educational experience you probably need. And so to encourage this, our eligibility criteria has this thing where your internship needs to be outside of your university where you're doing your degree. And we support internships for 2 to 3 months. I think the number of days is on the website, which is www.ngsf.in. I think it's like 56 days to 90 days if your internship could be criteria, which is you have to be accepted by a PI who has a lab at a university or research institute. I want to again reiterate the fact that we do not provide internships directly, we only provide funding. So you need to go out there, send emails to professors of labs that do research that is of interest to you. So you need to go to university websites, you need to go to lab websites, you need to understand what the different labs are doing. You need to filter down to the labs that are really of interest to you. You have to send them emails. It's going to be a long process, right? So that's why we program the applications are open for this long. It's because this is not a trivial process. You need to really search for professors. There's very limited spaces, so we just want to give you enough time to land a spot somewhere, and then with that acceptance in hand, and that is a crucial part of the application process, you can apply to us for funding. Okay? The last criterion is you cannot have funding from another source. So there's a number of government and non-government internship programs in India. If you get selected for those programs, we cannot fund you. So to fund you, we need to be the only source of funding for you. Okay? Because we don't want to just be another bundle of cash on top of another bundle of cash. We just want to help students who really need it and who really don't have any support. So that's the last criteria. So I hope this is clear. Again, after I finish my slides, feel free to unmute yourself, ask me questions about. I'm not going to go really deep at the moment into this whole searching process, but I'm really happy to answer any questions. So we can have that discussion after these slides. Okay, so now that you found your professor, you have an acceptance in hand, as in you have an email or something saying, yeah, I'm happy to, host you during the summer. Then you can start applying to us. And when you're applying, you need these things. So you basically need to scan mark sheets from university or school, university and school. This is not the most important part of the application, but it's something that sort of factors into the whole filtration process. But again, this is not like if you're a high scoring student, doesn't mean that you'll automatically get selected. If you're a low scoring student, doesn't automatically eliminate you either. It's just, for tiebreakers and stuff like that, we use marks, okay? Because that's all we have to work with. The second thing, and this is the most important thing, is you need an acceptance letter from your PI. The actual letter document is on the website. If you go to under the internship program, you can easily find it. It's really a fillable form. So you need to send that to your PI. The PI will fill it and sign it, and send it back to you, and you need to upload that into the application. The application form is a Google form. Again, I'm happy to go over the form as well. But basically, it's a Google form where you need to upload these documents. And then finally, a 2-page CV. Just to get an idea of where you studied, what you've done so far, and such. Okay. So the actual application, as I said, is a Google form. The first thing you need to do is create an application ID. I will actually temporarily shift to the actual form so that you can see what's going on instead of just looking at these on the slide. So I'll stop presenting for just a little bit, and I'll actually switch to the form. Yeah. Sorry, just give me one moment. Just okay. Okay. Hopefully now you can see the actual internship form. So this is the internship application form. So you start off by obviously with an email for your. So there needs to be an email associated with this. So this needs to just be your own email. And then you need to create an application ID. So an application ID is basically a combination of your last name and the last 4 digits of your phone number. This is because you have multiple people with the same name. So we just want something unique to identify you. Okay. So there's examples here of, if it's Albert Einstein, your phone number is this, the application number will be EIN 7890. So you just need to write it here, and then all your documents are actually named by the application ID. I'll go into that a little bit later. But you basically need to create this application ID yourself. This is your full name, and then goes into your educational background. So it's just ongoing degree. What are you doing at the moment? And if you have a previous degree, what was your mark in your ongoing degree? I always get the question from students who have just started their masters. So obviously you don't have, if you're in your first semester, you don't have your mark sheet. If you don't have your mark sheet, that's fine. Just upload whatever you have so far. You don't have to take the effort and get mark sheet for just this. Whatever mark sheets you have for your undergrad, whatever you have for your schooling, just use that for the application. Do not worry about mark sheets you do not have in hand. Again, this is not a make or break thing. You just need to upload whatever you have in hand. Okay. Yeah, so it's just when your degree starts, when your degree ends, and this end degree date is pretty important because this is how we actually look at your eligibility. If your end degree date or month is during the internship or before your internship, you will automatically become ineligible. So this is where you upload your mark sheets and university transcripts. So here you see that you will say, please name your document as your application ID underscore 2 underscore 3. That your application ID is essentially your application ID from that first step that I was talking about. And then here you upload your CV. Just make sure your CV is no more than 2 pages. Just make your CV as short as possible. Just the most important stuff is enough. If you can make your CV 1 page, even better. So please don't upload more than 2 pages. 2 pages. This is where you start writing, details. Putting details on your hosting lab. So this is where you say, I'm going to work under this PI. I'm going to work here in this city. And then a lot of people have lab websites. So just put in the URL for the lab website here. If they have publication records, some people have Google Scholar or these or something online to just show how many papers they published. They have a link to that. Just put it here. This is just for us to evaluate if the PI is published, is accomplished, stuff like that. But again, not a do or die thing. This is not mandatory. But if you have a link, great. This is basically just the department that they're working in. So this is where you need to choose your field of specialization for your internship. As I said, there needs to be a life science component. I think with this list, we have been pretty comprehensive. We have covered most life science fields. But if you are a different life science field, just choose other and type in that field of specialization. This is the internship duration in days, and then your start and end dates go here. This is where you upload your acceptance letter from the PI. Again, this is probably the most important document that you need to apply, because without this, you'll be automatically ineligible. And this needs to be that letter. I can just quickly go to the website and show you where this letter is. So if you go to apply application forms, again, NGSF internship program, apply application forms, you'll land on this page and you'll see this acceptance letter. This is a PDF document. Again, as I said, just need to send it to your PI. I'll just wait for this to, maybe I'll just let this open in the background, but it basically is a PDF that it's details of the PI, and it's basically them saying, I accept so-and-so to work in my lab from this time to this time, and then it's their signature. So it's nothing special, but basically this is the document. Okay, going on to the next thing. So that's the most important document, but the most important section alongside that in this application is this section. And this section is where you'll actually describe what you're going to do, as in why you're interested in the lab, what are you going to do, and how is this going to help with your future. And I think these are important questions you need to answer. Just think of this, think of these questions really hard, and please provide your best answer, because this is basically the section of the application that gets evaluated the most. So if you do a really great job here and your marks are not great, you might still get selected. This is what matters to us most. For the first 2 questions, so the first question is how do your research interests align with your lab of choice? So just walk us through the process of what made you interested in genetics, biochemistry, whatever, and why you think this lab is best suited for them. There is a character limit to this. It's 1,500 characters. So characters can be space, letters, numbers, punctuations, whatever. So you can type up to 1,500 characters here. The second question is, if you know details of the project you're going to work on, or you have some vague idea of the project you're going to work on, you'll basically describe that here. So what research questions do you intend to answer your internship? A lot of PAs will not let you know exactly what you're going to do, but at least have some idea. Maybe ask them like, oh, just give me like a vague idea of what's going on. And then if they tell you that, just put that here. Okay. The last question is briefly describe your plans after graduation. So after you finish your current degree, what do you plan to do, and how will this internship help you? This last question, I think the character limit is 600 characters. This needs to be a pretty short answer. The first 2 can be a little more extensive. So as I said, these 3 questions, whatever answers you put in here, is going to be the most important part of this application. If this PI acceptance letter is proof of eligibility, this is basically what is going to take you to the next step, which is getting selected for the interview, and then ultimately getting selected overall. So just overall, the process is you apply to us, we'll evaluate your applications, we'll invite you for a short 15-minute interview, where we'll basically go through these same questions, but we'll ask you, face to face. and then if you get selected in the interview, you become an NGSF intern. That's basically the process. So just a two-step process. And then we have some additional information. This is just for our own records, where you're from, how you came to know about the internship program and such. This is just for our personal records. We just want to cover as many states or as many regions in India as possible. So this information is just for our records. This does not really affect. This definitely does not affect your chances of being selected. So it's going to be this. These questions will be number one, and then maybe marks if we think two people are equally good, then we'll probably have to look at marks because we only have that to rely on at the moment. Okay, so that's the application. Again, I'll just keep this tab open for now, but when questions are being asked, we can go back to this application form. Let's see this thing. Okay, this thing is still not loaded. Okay, I'll just download this for now. And then we can go back to the presentation for now. Okay. Okay, so that was the application form. Okay, so after the application, after the interviews, you're selected. So what do you get? In addition to the stipend I was talking about, you do get some additional benefits as well of being an NGSF intern. Obviously, the first thing is you get the stipend. The second thing is during the course of the internship, there's requirements that you need to fulfill to, get all the stipend and the travel reimbursement. And these activities include, writing a bit about your research, talking about your research, because writing and science communication through writing or talking is very important. And so we just, want you to get started on this as early as possible. So this is something we do as part of the internship program itself. So you'll basically write, reports on what you're doing, and then at the end you'll give a presentation of what your internship was about, and then we'll give you some feedback as to how you can make that presentation better. This is not evaluating anything; it's just to help you, become better at talking and writing about your science. The third benefit is we have something called a dissertation program, and is exclusively open to people who have been selected as an NGSF intern. So say you've been selected as an intern for this summer, as in summer 2026. After your internship, if you're going to do your, bachelor's thesis or master's thesis, and you found a lab to work for that, we'll give you a stipend of 6,000 rupees per month for 6 months. During the course of time, you're doing a bachelor's thesis in this lab. And this is only open to NGSF interns, and we only fund one person per year for this. So if 2 or 3 people apply from a cohort, it will be a bit of a competition again. So we'll get to that when it gets to that. But basically, you're eligible to apply to be funded for 6 months at 6,000 rupees per month. Okay, and so I think this is a great perk to have. Because ultimately most people do, thesis projects or something, final year projects, so this is a nice perk to have. And the last one is, this is a pretty new perk that we have now, and this is free one-on-one mentorship if you want to do master's or PhD abroad. So we have a sort of a sister organization. So one of the co-founders of NGSF has another organization called Scholarship, which is basically, it has people who are currently doing master's or PhD in countries abroad, especially Germany at the moment. And if you're selected as an NGSF intern, you eventually want to apply for a master's or PhD abroad, they can give you one-on-one mentorship as to how to apply. If you do get selected, what's the whole visa process, getting there, finding stuff there, all that. So this is sort of again a nice perk to have if you're really interested in doing studying abroad. Okay, and also another thing is if you don't want the scholarship, that's also fine. We'll still help you. If you're applying for PhD programs, if you want help with your SOP, any help as to how to find labs for your PhD, stuff like that. I think we have plenty of members to help you with that as well. So we have all these perks if you get selected as an NGSF intern. Again, happy to answer any questions you might have about this, but I think that's the end of the presentation. So if any of you have questions, please feel free to unmute yourself. And then, yeah, happy to take those questions. I hope I was clear. By the way, this is the acceptance letter, in case you're wondering. It has a name. So this has to be filled by the PI, not by you. So it's basically a letter saying that they are ready to host you for the summer. And that this is available on the NGSF website. Okay. Okay. With that, I'm going to start talking. And yeah, Satyanarayan has raised his hand. Yeah. Yeah. Just unmute yourself and ask whatever question you may have. I still can't hear you, in case you're wondering. Hello? No, I think you're unmuted now, but I can't hear you. If it's just me who's not able to hear him, if someone else can tell me what he's saying, that's also fine. Yeah, Satyanarayan, please feel free to sorry, this thing. Please feel free to unmute yourself and ask any questions you might have. I cannot hear you yet.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Nandisha. I'm currently in my final year of my master's program. So I haven't applied for NG's internship previously, so I'm not an intern actually. But can I
Okay.
still apply for my dissertation scholarship?
No, unfortunately, this is only exclusively available to someone who's been selected as an intern. It's not open to everyone, at the moment at least, with the funding we have. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? If you have any questions, just feel free to send emails to intern@ngsf.in. That's the email you can send any questions to. Yeah, that would be the best place to get your answers.
Good
And
morning,
then we
sir.
might have, yeah.
Yes, sir. This is Satyanarayan.
Yeah.
I'm also
Yeah.
currently studying in pursuing my master's. I'm in third semester, second year. Am I eligible for applying this internship?
Yeah, as long as your degree doesn't end before the internship, you're eligible to apply.
Actually, my degree is going to
So
end
if your
in May
degree,
of 2026. May of 2026.
yeah, so then you'll probably not be eligible because most of our interns start in May. So yeah, you probably won't be eligible then. Yeah, unfortunately. You need to be a student until the very end of the internship. Yeah.
Okay. So, is there any other program that supports dissertation programs or masters or any kind of things?
As far as I know, no.
You
I
think-
think there's only us. So it'll be great if others also do this, but at the moment, I think it's just us.
No. I am not asking about others. It's in your platform.
Oh, in our platform, yeah. In our platform, the dissertation program is only open to students who have been previous NGSF interns. So not open to everyone because we only have so much money every year to give out as stipends, and because we fund interns, we only have enough to fund one student, and we want to give that as a benefit of applying to the NGSF internship program. So yeah, just feel free to answer. Feel free to ask. You don't have to wait.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Surya. Yeah, Surya Prakash.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
सर मैं एमएससी मॉलिक्यूलर बायोलॉजी से सर थर्ड सेम में हूँ अभी तो सर मैं एलिजिबल हूँ
You're in your third sem. You're doing masters.
यस सर
Yeah. So as long as you don't finish your degree before the internship, you're eligible. So if
Yes,
your
sir.
degree ends after July, you should definitely be eligible. If it's in June, then it kind of starts getting tricky. But yeah, as long
No,
as
sir.
you're a student. Yeah.
Sir, I'm complete in December.
Oh, you're completing in December, like December of
Yes,
next
sir.
year. Yeah, then you
Yes.
should be eligible to apply. Yeah,
This year, sir.
yeah. When
26,
it's December of next
December
year,
26.
yeah, you should be eligible to apply. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. Yeah, this won't be the last information session. In case you're wondering, we might have one once every month or something until the applications close. Yeah, just go ahead and unmute yourself. You don't have to really raise your hand. If no one else is asking questions, just go ahead.
Good morning, sir. Sir, I'm in the first year of my MSc program,
Okay.
and I have to do an internship. So, can I apply for this internship program? But I have only time in July, June and July.
So you only have time in July, as in you can only do 1 month, is what you said.
1 or 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's 2 months, it's fine. I think 2 months is our minimum requirement. Yeah, you can apply if your first year of your MSc. Obviously, you will have another year to go, so you should be eligible to apply. But again, as I said, I'll go back to the slide showing the eligibility criteria. You need to be accepted by a PI to work in your lab. So we don't have a lab where you can work.
Okay.
We'll only give
Thank
you the
you, sir.
stipend when you and you need to work in a lab of a PI who accepts you, who's ready to host you. And this lab needs to be outside of your current master's university. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, no problem. Anyone else?
So before applying for the internship, one need to have a acceptance letter from a PI, or that means any professor from any research institute for the lab work, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Regarding that, can you explain something that how to write those things and how to approach professors through mail?
Yeah. So basically, if you go to our website, which is right here, I'll just put this down here. Okay, so if you go to our website, first thing, if you have no idea where to start, first thing you need to do is go to under research program. There's recommended institutes, and there's basically a list of sort of the top research institutes in India. And so, say for example, IASC, right, Indian Institute of Science is like one institute that's like very much at the top of research output in India. So you just go to IASC. So this is the IASC website. It's taking a stand to open, but I'm sure it'll open pretty soon. Okay. So if you go under research, right? Let's see. Even under, yeah, okay. So you go under academics, go under division, and there's a division of biological sciences, right? And so here you'll actually find departments. So this is the biochemistry department, I think. And so here you go under people and there's faculty, right? And so all these PIs, again, I'm not saying that you should apply to these PIs specifically, but say, for example, I see these professors there. I'm just going to Deepankar Nandi, maybe. Okay, so this is his lab website, right? And so this is basically showing what he's working on. So you need to basically read through this, try to understand what this lab is doing. And then obviously there's a lot of publications here. It would be pretty good if you're able to find some of these publications, read what they're doing. Okay, so and then you think, okay, this PI is someone I'm really interested in. Okay, he actually has another website. Okay, so this is his website. Yeah, this is his website. So we go under principal investigator or even okay. So under contact you'll find his email, right? So this is his email. So eventually you have to start writing emails to these professors. All these professors are probably getting thousands of emails every day. So just make sure your email is really short and to the point. So in my personal opinion, I think you should write 3 paragraphs. The first paragraph just introducing yourself and telling that you're interested. The second paragraph is where you explain why you're really interested in their work. So in that paragraph, you can explain, yeah, I read these papers that you have published. I found these experiments that you did really interesting. I'd be happy to, do something like this for the summer. And then end with a smaller paragraph again saying how this internship can be helpful to you. So you're already thinking of these questions while writing this email, so it becomes easier for your application. And then you send these emails, right? Not all PIs will have positions open in their lab. A lot of them have very limited spaces. So it helps to apply to multiple PIs at the same time. So don't just send an email to one PI and wait for the reply. You might not even get a reply. So just keep applying. The more effort you put towards understanding what the research is, the more the chance of you being successful in this search. Because if you just say, I'm interested in biochemistry, there's going to be thousands of other people who are going to be interested in biochemistry. It's not going to help to differentiate yourself from the rest of the competition. So I'd say just be very specific as to what you like. Just try to make an effort, So we have a lot of undergrads applying for an internship program as well. As an undergrad, you might not know everything in science, but that effort, if you can show that effort in your email, it goes a long way. So I think that would be the way I do this. I don't know if that answered the question, but this is basically the way you do it. It takes time. It might take a few months to do this, but you have time until mid-March to apply to us. You can apply at the very end as well. It doesn't matter. Just need to find a lab that you'll be really happy to work with for 2 or 3 months. Yeah, so that's the answer to that question.
Okay, you said that a little bit specific, right? Specific means there are broad topics like biochemistry, molecular biology, cell biology, and many more. But do we have to certain idea about the thing we want to do? Like suppose let's suppose mycobacterium tuberculosis. If I'm interested in mycobacterium tuberculosis, so I need to write to the PI that yeah, I'm interested in this pathway and how this drug is affecting this pathway. If that is specific, or writing about the I'm just interested in microbiology is specific.
I'm interested in microbiology is not specific. So there's 2 ways to do this, right? First way is, as you say, you can say, I'm interested in mycobacterium, I'm interested in this specific pathway, I'm interested in how the drug affects this pathway. That's pretty good. You just need to make sure that the lab is working on mycobacterium, because otherwise your email would not make any sense. So that's one way of doing it. The other way is you need not necessarily have a specific project idea. But it helps. If you have a project idea, it shows that you're making that effort. But sometimes if you're an early undergrad or something, you definitely don't have an idea of what project, would be nice. In that case, you can just let them know what research they've published so far is very interesting to you. That's another way of doing it. So if they have published something on mycobacterium, a specific pathway, just tell them that, this experiment that you did with mycobacterium was very interesting to me, and I want to do something similar. That's another way of doing it. But just saying microbiology is a very, very, very broad. That's a very broad research interest. There's going to be a ton of people saying the same thing, and so it's not going to help you. So you're just going to be one amongst many, many other applications or many other emails. So yeah, I hope that answered that question.
Yes, sir. That means you said that yes, having an idea is enough. It's not that we need to have whole planning of the designing of experiment and all those things. Just having those idea about the pathway or drug is enough, right?
Yeah. So you can have your own project idea, or you just need to have an idea of what they're doing specifically, what their lab works on, what the focus of their lab is, not just like the field that the lab is in.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sir,
Yeah, go ahead.
can we go for any program? Like I'm doing my project regarding pharmacophore modeling of curcumin drug, or can I go for? I mean, I just started that. Or for applying, can we go for any disease? Like
Yeah.
today, I'm working on breast cancer.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. As I said, I think in my slides, I was sort of describing that you can do any project that it just has to have a life science component to it. So right now we spoke about mycobacterium or tuberculosis. That was just an example. You can do whatever you want as long as it's life science related. It can be a medical device. It can be, studying animals. It can be wildlife. It can be whatever. It's all life science, right? So we are happy and pretty broad in terms of the kind of internships we fund. So don't worry about like specific diseases and such. You just need to, find someone willing to host you for the summer. Basically, that's the process that takes the most time. So the field doesn't matter as long as it's life science related.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Can I start applying from January?
You
'Cause
can start applying now.
it's-
I think there's probably other people who have just started doing that. Right now. So I highly recommend not waiting. Just
So
start as
actually, my
early as
exams
possible.
will start.
Yeah, but it's up to you. It's up to you. But I just recommend doing this early because you know spots will fill up, and then they'll just say, "I have my interns for the summer. Unfortunately, I cannot host you and stuff." So yeah, if you have the time, just start as early as possible.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions? Feel free to unmute yourself, as I've been saying.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Actually, sir, I have already been selected for a dissertation program at a CSIR institute. Can I now
Mhm.
apply the NGSF scholarship?
No, this internship program is only for a 2 to 3 month internship. This is not for a dissertation. We have a separate dissertation program, but that unfortunately is only open to people who have been previous NGSF interns. It's not open
Okay, so
to
if I want to
people.
apply now, I can't.
No, for a dissertation, this we cannot do that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Okay. I'll probably give maybe another 5 minutes. If no one has any questions for those 5 minutes, I'm going to basically end this session. But yeah, I'll just wait for 5 minutes. In the meantime, if you're happy with the information you have, feel free to leave the session. It's fine. But if you have questions, again, feel free to unmute yourself and ask.
Sir,
Yeah.
as you have said that you need to someone need to have ongoing master's degree, but as I've said, my final semester examinations will going to end in May of 2026. That means I'm not eligible, right?
Yeah, you're not eligible.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
I have one question. I am in first semester of my masters.
Okay.
So, when the application is started for this internship?
So your first year of your masters. What was the question again? Sorry.
The application process start for this internship.
Yeah, it has started. Like as in the application forms are open. You can apply if you have all the documents and you're ready.
Okay, or is it necessary to have transcript or something?
So I was saying, so if you're first semester of your masters, you obviously do not have transcripts for your first semester. That's fine. You just use the transcripts from your undergrad and from your 10th and 12th. You don't need transcripts of your current masters. That's fine.
But our university do not provide transcript of bachelor. So, is it need to provide the mark sheet
So,
or?
no, you don't have any record of marks other than your mark sheet. Like, do you have any record of like your GPA and stuff from your undergrad, the bachelor's?
Yeah, we in our university we provided all semester mark sheet.
Yeah, let's just put that into one PDF and then upload it into the application.
Okay. Then all mark sheet PDF should be uploaded in one. Okay.
Yeah, just one document. Just put it there. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. I think we have 4 people in the room here, so I'll just give maybe last call for any questions you might have. If not, I'm just going to end the session now. Okay. Thank you for joining today's session. Again, as I said, this is not going to be the last one. If you have any questions, you can join a future session. We'll have a session once every month. So feel free to join that session, and then you can ask more questions, and then I can answer. But for now, I think this is it. Thank you. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye.